Hi, this is Jessica with Dining Traveler, and I'm in Loudoun County, Virginia at 868 Vineyards in Purceville, Virginia. And I'm here with the winemaker slash partner slash winery manager, Carl, you do it all. And thank you for having me here. And we're going to talk a little bit about wines and wine pairings. And you guys have a restaurant here. At the time it's closed, but it should be open back soon. So tell us a little bit more about the winery and what you guys do here.
So we're 868 Estate Vineyards, like you mentioned. We opened in 2012. We planted our first vines in 2012, and we're able to start making wine grown on our property in 2014, and have been making wine from our own grown grapes ever since, to now we're 100% estate grown. The name 868 comes from our elevation here on the property. We're at 868 feet. Not super high, but the highest point here in the Short Hills Valley. So we're bordered by the Short Hills and the Blue Ridge Mountains, and so we're at the highest point of elevation, which gives us lots of nice drainage, lots of nice sunlight, and great conditions to grow grapes.
And you guys have been doing great with lots of Governor Cups. I see all these medals up here, so.
Thank you. That's right. We were a 2020 Governor's Cup winner for our dessert wine, our Petit, which is a dried grape. Makes a really nice, intense, highly flavored dessert wine. And we'll have our new one, our 2019, available sometime this summer.
Oh, nice.
So our first wine is a white. It's our Chardonnay. So if it sounds a little bit familiar, it is. It's actually a cross between a hybrid grape, which grow very well here in Virginia, and Chardonnay. So it's about 75% native or 75% European lineage, with the rest being a native lineage, which makes it suitable for growing conditions here in Virginia, but brings a lot of nice elements that you would find in a Chardonnay. So
do you graft the?
So we do graft grapes onto or grapevines onto roots
To create that grape.
But not to do that. In this case, this is a grape breeding program where I believe they're taking seeds and splicing them together to create.
Oh, wow.
So grape breeding has gone on for hundreds of years. Cabernet Sauvignon is actually a cross between Sauvignon Blanc and Cabernet Franc. So people have been trying to develop new grapes to bring new flavors to wine for hundreds of years.
And this is Chardonnay.
Chardonnay, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a nice versatile wine. It brings a lot of the elements of Chardonnay, a lot of that apple, a lot of that tree fruit, pear, like that, but a lot of acidity. You know, anything you would pair with Chardonnay, hard cheese, chicken, but also some of the things that are hard to pair, where that nice acid comes into play, where you Chinese food or maybe even Mexican food.
To cut that spice a little bit.
Exactly, to cut the spice with that acid and a little bit of that sugar.
This is very nice, very light. And now we have red wine. So what do we have here?
Okay, so this is our Meritage. Meritage is a Bordeaux blend. It has to have at least Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cabernet Sauvignon, or even Malbec. It cannot have over 75% of any of the one grape, so it's a true blend.
The whole gang is in there.
The whole gang is in there. And so this wine is Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and just a little bit of our Petit Verdot.
Okay.
Petit Verdot is probably the lowest planting we have, the smallest planting we have, and we do a Petit Verdot, but we do manage to put a little bit in there. So it's a blend of the four grapes. So it brings everything that all those grapes would bring. It's going to bring the nice red fruit of the Merlot, and it's going to bring a lot of the deep dark fruit of the Petit Verdot, along with what the other grapes bring. But it's light enough that if you could maybe pair it with a salmon, certainly barbecue, cheeseburger, things like that, on up to a steak.
So it's very versatile, from salmon
to... It really is. because it's a little more delicate, a little more fruit forward. It's going to be, it's not going to be so big and powerful that you have to have a big meaty piece of game or red meat in front of you. It's going to be more broad in what you would pair it with.
I even see in the color is a little bit lighter than.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And I love kind of like that spiciness in the back. I love that peppery,
Right,
and I feel that
right.
Virginia wine, that's one thing that is very, at least for me, when I think Virginia wine, I always think of that peppery taste in the back.
Right. So that typically comes from a Cabernet Franc. And Cabernet Franc has kind of found a home here in Virginia. I've had Cabernet Francs from France, from California, and honestly, I'd put Virginia Cabernet Francs up against any of them. It just seems to like the environment here, and grows
peppery.
well.
With that, I will say cheers, and because I'm going to finish this wine because this is really good. And make sure that if you are in Loudoun County in Purceville, check out 868 Vineyards, and they have beautiful grounds, and you can do a tasting outside here right now.
Yep, the weather's getting better. We've got plenty of outdoor space. We do have some limited indoor seating, and with time and luck, the restaurant will reopen and we'll have food and wine pairings there.
I hope so, because I dined there 5 years ago, and I actually still remember what I had, which is this gorgeous strawberry goat cheese salad, and it was so good that I still remember it.
That was good. And we are still doing our pairings in here. So we do our chocolate and wine pairing, or our truffle and wine pairing.
Oh, yum.
We'll throw in one white truffle to give you something to pair with a white wine.
Okay.
And we'll move back into our, what we call our elevated tasting. It'll be 6 food items paired with 6 wines, so that even though we can't be in the restaurant right now, as the season starts, we'll be able to bring that back.
Do you produce your own your truffles here?
We do, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we do. So.
You're just full of surprises. Like.
Well, that's been the nice part. One of our differentiators here is the restaurant, so we've been able to leverage it to do food and wine pairing, to do wine dinners, and to do our own truffles and wine pairing. So yeah.
Well, now you know you can get your chocolates too. So thank you again, Carl, for having us. And
you're welcome.
868, make sure you guys check them out. Bye.